welcome to Airbnb Real Estate Investment in Miami. I'm your host, Catherine McCall, and I'm thrilled to have you joining me today. In this episode, we'll be diving into the legal aspects of Airbnb in Miami. Whether you're a property owner, an investor, or simply curious about the legalities of Airbnb in this vibrant city, this episode is for you. So, grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's explore the legal landscape of Airbnb in Miami together. Miami's Airbnb regulations are an important aspect to consider when getting involved in short-term rental hosting. It's essential to be aware of the specific rules and requirements set forth by the City of Miami to ensure compliance and avoid any potential legal issues. Understanding the specific regulations regarding zoning, licensing, and taxation is crucial for running a successful Airbnb operation in Miami. By familiarizing yourself with these regulations, you can ensure a smooth and legal experience as an Airbnb host in this vibrant city. As a host in Miami, it's crucial to ensure that your Airbnb is operating within the legal guidelines. One of the key aspects to consider is obtaining the necessary permits and licenses. Without these, you could risk facing fines, penalties, or even having your property shut down. First and foremost, you'll need to obtain a business tax receipt from the City of Miami. This is a requirement for anyone conducting business within the city limits, including short-term rentals. The process may vary depending on the specific location of your property, so it's important to reach out to the city's zoning department for guidance. Additionally, you should familiarize yourself with Miami's short-term rental regulations. It's essential to obtain the relevant permits to legally operate your Airbnb. Failure to do so could result in serious consequences, so it's not an area to overlook. In some cases, you may also need to obtain a resort tax license from Miami-Dade County to collect and remit tourist development taxes. This is an important obligation that shouldn't be overlooked, as non-compliance can result in significant financial repercussions. By obtaining the necessary permits and licenses for your Airbnb in Miami, you'll not only stay on the right side of the law, but also demonstrate your commitment to being a responsible and reliable host. Remember, ensuring legal compliance is a fundamental aspect of running a successful Airbnb business. Stay tuned as we delve further into the legal aspects of hosting an Airbnb in Miami. Navigating zoning laws in Miami can be a bit of a puzzle when it comes to renting out your property on Airbnb. Miami has specific zoning regulations that govern short-term rentals, and it's crucial to understand and comply with these laws to avoid any legal issues. First and foremost, it's essential to know the zoning classification of your property. Miami's zoning laws divide the city into different zones, such as residential, commercial, or mixed use. Each zone has its own set of regulations, including restrictions on short-term rentals. It's important to check with the local zoning department or a legal professional to determine if your property is eligible for short-term rentals. Once you understand your property's zoning classification, you'll need to obtain the necessary permits and licenses to legally operate an Airbnb rental. Miami may require you to obtain a business tax receipt and a short-term rental license, among other permits. Failure to obtain the proper permits can result in hefty fines and penalties. Additionally, it's crucial to comply with the specific regulations set forth by the city for short-term rentals. This may include occupancy limits, parking requirements, noise restrictions, and safety standards. Being mindful of these regulations will help you ensure a smooth and legal operation of your Airbnb rental. Navigating zoning laws in Miami may seem daunting, but with the right knowledge and guidance, you can successfully operate your Airbnb rental within the bounds of the law. Always consult with legal professionals or local authorities to ensure full compliance with Miami's zoning regulations. Now that you know the legal requirements for hosting an Airbnb in Miami, let's talk about some practical tips for staying compliant. First and foremost, make sure to obtain any necessary permits or licenses required by the City of Miami for short-term rentals. It's also important to familiarize yourself with the local zoning regulations to ensure that your property is approved for short-term rental use. When it comes to taxes, be sure to keep detailed records of your rental income and expenses, as this will be crucial for accurately reporting your earnings to the IRS. Consider consulting with a tax professional to ensure that you are fulfilling your tax obligations as an Airbnb host. Another important aspect of staying compliant is maintaining the safety and security of your guests. Make sure to conduct regular maintenance checks on your property and provide essential safety features such as smoke detectors, fire extinguishers, and first aid kits. It's also a good idea to have clear house rules in place to ensure a positive and safe experience for your guests. Lastly, familiarize yourself with the Airbnb hosting standards and guidelines to ensure that you are providing a quality experience for your guests. This includes being responsive to guest inquiries, maintaining a clean and welcoming space, and being transparent about your listing description. By staying informed and taking proactive steps to comply with the legal and ethical requirements of hosting an Airbnb in Miami, you can enjoy a successful and rewarding hosting experience while providing a positive and compliant experience for your guests. Now, let's talk about some common legal challenges that Airbnb hosts in Miami may encounter and how you can avoid them. One major issue that often comes up is zoning regulations. It's important to make sure that the area where your property is located allows short-term rentals. Some neighborhoods or buildings may have restrictions or prohibitions on Airbnb activities. Doing your due diligence and checking local regulations can save you from potential legal headaches down the road. Another challenge is maintaining proper insurance coverage. Many standard homeowners insurance policies do not cover short-term rental activities, so it's crucial to update your insurance to a policy that explicitly includes coverage for Airbnb hosting. This can protect you in case of any damages or accidents on your property. Additionally, taxes are a common concern for Airbnb hosts. In Miami, you are required to collect and remit certain taxes on your rental income, so it's essential to understand and comply with local tax laws to avoid any penalties or fines. Lastly, ensuring the safety and security of your guests is vital. It's important to be familiar with local landlord-tenant laws and to maintain a safe and habitable environment for your guests. By addressing these legal challenges proactively, you can create a smooth and compliant Airbnb hosting experience in Miami. In wrapping up our discussion on the legal aspects of Airbnb in Miami, it's important to remember that understanding the regulations and complying with local laws is crucial for both hosts and guests. By familiarizing yourself with the legal considerations and staying informed about any updates, you can ensure a smooth and enjoyable experience for all involved. Key takeaways from today's episode include the emphasis on adhering to zoning laws, obtaining necessary permits and licenses, and maintaining open communication with neighbors and local authorities. By doing so, you can contribute to the positive reputation of Airbnb in Miami and create a welcoming environment for visitors. We hope that this episode has provided valuable insights and guidance for navigating the legal landscape of Airbnb in Miami. As always, thank you for tuning in and joining us for this important discussion. If you have any further questions or topics you'd like us to cover, please don't hesitate to reach out. Until next time, take care and happy hosting.